Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. My name is Anna Mardal and this is a new game called Honey, I Joined a Cult. We're going to spend an hour with it today because I've poked around in it, I really like it, and I want to share it with you. So we're going to go ahead and put on the intro, even though it's a little slow, but I think it helps set the scene. Cult of the Space Fish, Day 52. Are things really going that badly? There seem to be police sirens. Well, yes. There's a lot of protesters and a lot of cop cars. But a Special Observation Bureau raid? The people here are brainwashed. They're practically delusional. Take this punk, for instance. He's covered in blue house paint. That's not house paint. He's begun his transcension into a space fish. Fish. Sort him out. Yes, boss. Fish? Fish? Boss, I'm not sure this is paint. Of course not. I told you he's part space fish. Amazing. A miracle. Holy moly. Nonsense. It's probably just that really stubborn paint. Just get him out of here. Fish? This place is done. We're shutting it down. But I did nothing wrong. Although we cannot prove you actually lifted a finger around here, everyone else is to be taken away for processing. What's most important is that I'm free. I want you out of this dust bowl tonight, punk. I'll be moving on to the next... Yes, of course. Officers will seal this all off shortly. Agents, let's roll out of this dump. Oh, the little blue fish are so sad. Fish? You're fish now. Down with this type of thing. These fools couldn't incriminate me, even if there was evidence hidden under my hat. Which there is. You ain't seen me, right? What? Scram. I've been given a second chance. Time to change my ways. Time to change my ways. Time to... Oh, who am I kidding? Time to rebuild and establish contact with a new divine being. First, I'll need some serious cosmetic surgery to change my appearance. Good thing I know a guy. So... This game is called Honey, I Joined a Cult, but I feel it might more accurately be called Honey, I Started a Cult, because we're a cult leader. Okay, actually I want to back out of this for just a second, sorry. Turn the intro off, settings, audio... I like the music, I just don't want it so loud that it's, you know, over me, if that makes sense. So, as I said, I've been playing with this a little bit in my off time, in the evenings when I can't stream, but I can play around on my laptop. And I really like this. And I don't think it really needs a full long Let's Play. There's not really a story to uncover, but it's a fun, like, I believe the term is base management game, and I wanted to kind of give it some love and show it off to everybody on the channel, because maybe do like an hour with it and show you what it looks like. I was gonna finish the Beholder DLC content. I actually acquired it, and I started it and got like an hour and a half into it, and I had to stop. It was really triggering, like in a bad way. So I thought, okay, I'll put it down and I'll come back to it, and then I couldn't even touch it for like, it felt like a long time. So I was like, okay, maybe I just admit that I'm not going to do it and move on, rather than keep trying to do it when I'm not going to. So I think we're done with Beholder for now. I may try the sequel. I know the sequel's very different, but the DLC is not for me. That was a do not finish. The DLC was DNF. So I moved on to this, and like I said, I wanted to give it some love. So I like fun, silly base management type games, and this one is fun and lighthearted without being too complicated, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So we can actually customize our leader and our cult, which is fun because we don't have to. I'm deeply amused at the whole I know a guy thing. There's so many. There's a lot of good ones. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That's pretty. I swear, I think they've added some options since I... Oh, okay, that looks like gold and silver. I like that. Nice, okay. And so, what if we... Yeah. We're gonna call her Celeste Moon. And she is High Priestess of the... Oh, it's like a blown up moon. Children of the Broken Moon. We believe that there used to be 2 moons and that one of them was destroyed. Our divine being is Althena, because I'm feeling very Silver Star Chronicles right now. The cultist names are... Oh, let's call them stars. Oh. Cultist noun and then cultist plural. So... Nobody shall defy the stars. Life had no meaning until I became a star. This is nice. It actually shows you how it's going to be used in text. Mom, I'm leaving home to join the children of the broken moon. Above all, we trust in Althena. Do we have... Can I... Yeah, I give them like a silver circlet. And... What was that? And they can have like simple robes compared to my gold and silver ones. I like that. I thought there was... No, that'll do. We'll call the holy room... Well, what are the icons? big old moon rock. Let's go with the moon rock. It's the great moon shard, and the holy room is the temple of silver light. I don't know. Look. I'm going to turn the tutorial off because I will be tutorializing this. Yes. Welcome, welcome. I will be your tutorializer? Anyway, I do wish you could save your cult customization, because I suddenly realized I want to look through the pre-made cults, but I don't want to lose my progress. All right, here we go. So this is me and the followers I have, and we are doing so good. I can't. There we go. Pause. We're in pause. So this is our new compound, which looks very pretty, if I must say so myself. I'm gonna go around and demolish these rocks. You can keep them and do cute, clever things with them, but I don't want to. I'm more of a flower and tree boy than a rock boy. Maybe if we were in the desert. If we were in the desert, I could see rocks. But we are not in the desert. We are in a beautiful, it looks very temperate zone with all these beautiful trees and flowers, which we will not be demolishing. Do not worry. Althena appreciates beautiful scenery. So that was in the build menu. I can also go to the build menu and actually I want objects. I can move object. So I'm going to move this out of the way right now. So I know what we're going to need. This is kind of an interesting, so how this works is you build rooms and then you assign the room. So like I'll build a room and then go, okay, this is going to be the bathroom. Okay, this is going to be the bedroom. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to build with wood, because Althena likes natural substances. Althena doesn't have a thesaurus handy. Quick check. If I wanted floor, here we go, paving. So you have to be very careful with this game, like all building sims that I've played, because you can run out of money really quickly. Like that's just a thing that can happen. So, we're gonna try to keep things small, but in a way where we can, grow. Grow is the word I'm looking for. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we happy with that? I think we are. Wait, no. Let's make it 9. 10 by 9. That looks good. So that's just a room. It doesn't have any it doesn't have any assignment to it yet. So we're going to make it a lobby because lobbies go by the front gate and they're used by stars to greet potential followers and persuade them to join. So now we have a lobby. And in fact, it even says number owned 1. We've got, it's a recommended room size of 12 by 6. Right now, ours is smaller than that, but that's okay because we're just starting out. I'm going to give it 2 nice, pretty doors with glass windows because here at the Children of the Broken Moon, we are, we have no secrets. And in order for this room to work, it needs one thing, it needs a lobby desk. And we can actually drill down directly to it by saying, see room specific objects, and it'll go ahead and filter by lobby, and it says you need 1 lobby desk. And you have this nice little overlay that shows you where the person would be. If you want to rotate it, that's R. So here's, if we put it sideways, I'm going to put it right here, smack in the middle of the room. And now this room has just a little bit of prestige. Not very much, because it doesn't have any decorations, and it's kind of small and piddly. But, actually, did I get that in the... There we go. Now it's in the center. My OCD is happy. Stop texting me. Sorry, it seems like as soon as I sit down to do it, let's play. If we wanted to turn off move object, we could filter by like decoration and add some things. We're not going to just yet. Later I'm going to fix the lights because the lights bug me, but there is a teeny tiny little bug with the lights where occasionally crashes the game, so I like to save first. They're aware of it. I actually wrote the developers and told them, and the developers are really nice and were like, thank you so much, we do know about this and we're working on it. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So so they do know about that. I'm also going to wait to put decor outside just because the decor costs can add up really quickly. We have a reception desk, and in a little while we'll talk about assigning people to jobs, but right now we're just building. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter by floor. It helps me. You don't have to put paving paths out. They'll find their way without it, but it helps me to kind of visualize what I'm doing, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did one more than I wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need to move. Let's go ahead and 10. I need to go ahead and move these trees just a little bit out of my way. Oh, they have little sound effects. Those might be a little grating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to go over to build. And I'm going to say, here we're going to have the worship hall. The Temple of Silverlight, which is really important to have. And it needs some of these items. 1 lectern, either like a metal or a wooden one, 1 pew, and 1 altar item, again, metal or wooden. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bronze idol, and oh, there we have an idol. I'm going to take a lectern, which requires somebody to preach. And so I got one of those. And this right here is telling me that it can't function without more of the necessary items. That can be a little confusing because that's also the blinker for, oh no, something is broken. But it's not broken. We need actual pews. And now it's not blinking anymore. I'm going to put down enough for 6 people right now. Because I have myself and I think it was 4 followers outside. And once again, we need some doors. I'm going to get these nice big thick doors that don't have windows on them because, you know, you don't want people staring in whenever you're trying to preach about, you know, divine happiness and so forth. Let's go ahead and close that up. And so now we have a reception hall, and we have a hall for preaching to our followers. Now we're going to clear out a pretty big area. Wow, that's such a happy sound. The sound of clicking on a tree that doesn't want to be clicked on. You know what? Let's just get this situated. I don't want the little bushes because, and maybe this is shallow of me, but I hate that every time I need to move them, I'm getting a little honk honk sound like a clown car is going through the area. I guess I could turn the sound effects off, but I like the sound effects. I just don't like that sound effect over and over again. Wow, it taunts me even as I clear them. Okay, that takes care of the bushes. I'm going to keep the trees because I think the trees are pretty. Say like right here and another one right here and here and here and here. And we're gonna, you know, put the pretty little flowers in the shade of the trees, right? Like that's just basic prettiness. If you delete bushes or stones and then think, oh no, I wanted that, you can buy more. So it's not like you're stuck forever without those starting decorations. And in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and normally I would just like move all the trees to the back fence of the property to use them for later if I want them, so I don't have to waste money. But normally I wouldn't be Let's Playing for people who probably, in all honesty, are going to find this incredibly tedious. So I'll try to just move the ones out of the way that we need for right now. Okay. So what we want to do is, we were in the process of making some rooms for the cultists who are actually going to live on the property. So you're going to have 2 kinds of people on the property. You're going to have cultists who follow you and who have been kind of, you know, brainwashed is such a strong term, but I don't know of a better one. But you're going to have people who follow you and think that you're a divine leader. And then you're going to have people who visit and aren't fully sold on this yet, but they're the ones that are like paying the bills, whereas your cultists who sleep here are the ones doing the work. So you kind of have workers and customers, even though we're not going to use those terms. Hope that makes sense. So we're going to make a 4, 5, 6, and then 7. We're going to make a little 8x8 office here. And 8x8 here. Wait a second. That doesn't look the same size at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. I think I meant to do... I'll know once I have doors in place. Hold on. I'll give it 2 spaces and then 1, 2, 2 spaces and then 1, 2. Yeah, okay, so I actually want to do a wall here and demolish that wall there. And similarly, these are doors here and here. Oops. So right off the bat, there we go. It didn't know what to do. We confused it. Oh, it stole my doors. Those were expensive doors. It's my own fault for and once again I put too wide of it. Why do I keep doing that? It's very strange. If I delete wall, does it keep the foundation? Yes, it does. So that's nice. So our cultists need rooms to live in. They're going to need a canteen. And we're going to start one here. A canteen needs a vending machine for them to purchase food, which will come out of your money at the bottom of the page, by the way, not theirs. It needs a water cooler and it needs a serving table. And it also needs a place for people to sit. Whoa! Did not mean for that to happen. I'm trying to figure out why, when I'm putting stuff in, the little ghosties showing me where people will be has gone away. We're gonna need a bathroom, which I'll put next to the canteen. And the bathroom needs, it needs showers. So we're gonna put in some showers. It needs toilets. Oh, there we go. It's E for example character, I guess. And it needs sinks. So we've got the bare minimum of a working restroom here. It's not much to write home about. We need a bedroom. And each bedroom, in order to function for a person, needs one mattress and one storage box. So I'm going to say we've got 4 followers and then ourselves. So that's 5 people. I'll go ahead and, for right now, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, none of those work because we don't have boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they do. Before I go and spend all our money, we need to think about making money. So that involves finding or building customer rooms. So we're going to go back to build and, well, actually object, because like I said, I like to have floors to lay out where we're going. And, oops, I don't know why that popped up. It doesn't need to. Let's see, we had 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to build a building for customers that's a little bit bigger. That's acting up a little bit. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delete wall. Yeah, we've got nice little hallways there. I want that there, and I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted it there, so we're gonna have to move out a little bit more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is gonna be as long as the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wall. We're gonna name this our meditation studio. So this is where customers are going to come and they're going to meditate. So we're going to put a music box here. We're going to put a stage here for the teacher to work and demonstrate techniques. But the stage is no good until we have mats for the customers to use. Now we can put 5 mats into this room, and then we have to actually purchase and research upgrades. So for right now, that's all we can do for this room. And that right now is all the rooms that we can build. We've got 1 bathroom, 1 bedroom, 1 canteen, 1 lobby, 1 so on and so forth. So with that in mind, we're going to do a couple other things real quick. I'm going to... So build is for walls and doors. Rooms is for assigning existing rooms to a function. Objects is for buying objects. Compound shows me everything I have. I've got 1 bathroom, I've got 1 bedroom, and so forth. And their relative prestige, which has to do with how big they are, how fancy they are. These are my cult members. I've got Alexis, Amber, Amy, and Helen. And then, of course, myself. who will not be doing anything useful. Um, and I can see what the effects they have, their health, their mood. And if I click on them, then I can see more things about them. Like there's a whole bunch here. This is just the star overview at a glance. These are their current jobs that they're working. These are their priorities. So I can and will tell them, I want you to always work the lobby. I want you to always work the meditation studio and so forth. And this is like a calendar so you can see how they do, which I have never found too useful, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Over here, you get this. If you actually click on them directly, you can see information about them. You can banish them, which we will have to do at some point much later in the game. And, oh, you can even rename them. I did not know that. That's cool. You can tell it to focus on where they are. So most of our first recruits are going to be very bad at things. They don't have any skills for the most part, and it's up to us to give them those skills. So one of them will have some skills. This is just random. It's usually Amy. Oh, she doesn't have skills yet, but she her quality is average instead of poor. That means she can eventually learn 8 skills, whereas somebody with a quality of very poor can only ever learn like 5. So I'm gonna put, if we go to the jobs, we can see that lobby, working as a receptionist requires bluffing and social skills. Meditation requires empathy and retail. And preaching requires bluffing and public speaking. I'm going to put Amy on the lobby because I think that's probably our highest priority right now. I'm going to put Helen on temple duty. And I'm going to put Amber on meditation. Alexis can hang out until we have another room that needs doing. So that was cult members. This is followers, which we have none right now. Those would be the customers. These are missions, which we'll get to in a second. Research, which we haven't unlocked. And then divine inspiration, which we also haven't unlocked. So if we go to missions, there is an option for somebody to research a research office or to do a mission for a research office. So we're going to assign Alexis to go do this. They've got a 100% chance of a success. So go, begin your mission, travel. And we're going to go ahead and hit play so that we aren't just stuck in pause land. Now, you can build while the game is going. It doesn't pause. If you want it to pause, you have to do that yourself. So, for instance, a lot of times while the little humans are sleeping at night, I will tidy up the lot or maybe make some building changes. Yeah, I talked about, like, eventually we're going to want to increase the size of some of the rooms. Well, it's easier to do that at night whenever they're sleeping. Right now it's early morning. It's 8 a.m. And so Amy is working the reception desk. Celeste is just sort of floating around being useless, which Celeste will always float around and be useless. And it's up to Amy to pull in people to talk to when that does happen. Stop that. Okay, our mission is done. We have figured out what a research office looks like. So, oh, somebody's coming in to talk to Amy. So, what is this all about? Well, it's about meditation and loving Althena and, just being nice to people. And now we have a new follower. Her name is Sophie. We don't really know anything about her yet. That will change over time. And right now, she's listening to a sermon and just kind of chilling. Just kind of chilling. Okay, we need to assign a research office. So I'm going to assign that here. I'm gonna have a desk here and a supercomputer here. And I'm gonna go into my stars and I'm gonna tell Alexis to prioritize research offices. So now we can go into research and we can actually pick what we want them to research next. I want a maintenance room because what it does is it repairs broken objects. These objects that you see people using will break over time. Like there's just no way around that. And so if you have somebody going around the compound fixing stuff as they go, then you don't have to either lose business because the room is non-operational or lose money because you have to buy and replace all the stuff in it. Because those really would be your two options without the maintenance people doing maintenance. And please forgive me for doing trees. It's just it'll drive me nuts if I don't. It'll drive me nuts if I don't. What I like about this game is it's fairly easy. The learning curve is pretty simple. Like everything I showed you would have been done in the tutorial, but I like my way of doing it better. It's not grueling. It's not hard. It's not even particularly cruel. I've been trying to get into like cartoony base management games because I like base management, and there was one I really wanted to like called Prison Architect, and I thought I would like it, but I guess I misunderstood because I thought the point was to like improve the life of the prisoners. And instead, it was like my first mission was to build an electric chamber to kill somebody. And like, I don't know about you, but that wasn't my idea of a fun Saturday night. So, I didn't stick with that very long. This seemed a little bit more gentle, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Not that. And so, gosh, I get to decorating and I have to be careful because otherwise I really will spend all the money. But it's just so much fun decorating. Like I want to put some lights here and, you know, it's a whole thing. I am gonna, just to remind myself that we're leaving room to grow, I'm gonna put 4 paving stones here because there's gonna be a building up here later. And I guess while I'm at it, there we go. Did I get all the bushes? Pity the poor gardener that has to go around and relocate all the flowers because High Priestess Celeste wants them up near the front for the customers to see. Althena loves flowers. We didn't have flowers on the Broken Moon, obviously, but Althena is extremely fond of them, and the fact that it brings in customers is Incidental. Oh, something just dinged. Ah, it was a research. We have a new maintenance room. So, we're gonna create a room and call it maintenance. And we're gonna see what it needs. It needs a workbench. I'm gonna put it like this, I guess. And a tool trolley and a cleaning cart. And we don't have a star to assign to constant maintenance. We have to pull somebody off of something else. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, we can either work on PR missions, we can work on recreational room, we can work on a spirit chamber or an energy spa. Let's go ahead and do the spirit chamber first. So you've got like 5 different kinds of resources down here. You've got money, which is pretty obvious, right? Money is what we use to pay for all the stuff I keep putting down. You have these faith points, which you gain those every night when your divine leader will perform a rousing sermon, if you will, for the troops. And that will generate faith. And then at the beginning of every day, you lose a certain amount of faith just by, it's the cost of doing business. The thing under that, the purple one, is PR, which is how much people in the area know about your cults. And a high PR is necessary to bring in more important, like, celebrities and stuff. The yellow one is inspiration, and you get that and money primarily from customers visiting your workspaces. And then heat, this red one, is negative attention from the public, and that occurs from some of your missions. Even with the tutorial turned off, I'm still getting... I'm going to go ahead and speed things up a little, because... I'll be honest, once I had, like, the basic layout of the game, I pretty much played it on full speed. Okay, now it's time for the nightly speech, the nightly sermon. And... we're doing alright. The sermon quality was 3 stars. Generated 186 faith. Increased the leader's energy while decreasing her mood. And then today we spent a heck load of money, but we gained 3 followers. So, you know, overall we're doing pretty well. Now everybody's gonna go to bed. And normally I'd take this opportunity to, like, rearrange some stuff or like expand areas. But right now we're doing pretty good. Now, down here we have some icons. This is prepared food, which is something that we unlock later. If someone was starving, we could cycle through who's starving over here. If something was broken, we could cycle through the broken stuff. If somebody was injured, we could cycle through the injuries. And then over here... well, if somebody had a mood break, which I've never had, we could cycle through that. Over here, if someone had leveled up and had skill points ready to spend, then we would have those to cycle through. And leveling up, of course, is how these stars get better at their jobs. Everybody's getting up for the morning, eating and showering, and going to the bathroom. Good stuff. All right. Amber is at her meditation spot. She is earning experience for this and will level up soon. I never felt the need to micromanage their schedules to the degree that I was telling them when to take lunch. You know, I didn't do that. Okay, so Amber has just leveled up. So if we look at what Amber's job is, it requires empathy and retail. So I'm going to put a point into retail, and I'm going to put a point into empathy. Amber's job requires bluffing and social. So I'm going to put a point into bluffing and a point into social. And Helen's job requires bluffing and public speaking. So I'm going to say bluffing and public speaking. So they're all leveled up now. I have the tutorial turned off, but the tips are still coming. Research is done. We have a new therapy room. So let's go ahead and get an energy spa working. The spirit room is a room that let's see if I can do this. There we go. The spirit chamber is a room where followers can go to contact their dearly departed. And yes, there's an inconspicuous projector in the corner. Okay. Someone wipes their bottom faster now. That's great. Yes, there's a projector in the plants, but I assure you that all visitations by spirits are perfectly real and normal. Research requires espionage and intelligence. The problem is we don't have anyone to man the channel. I can either reassign my sermon speaker. Let's see. Yeah, let's reassign the sermon speaker. So we're gonna go stars. Helen, I want you to take over the spirit chamber. Empathy and retail. This isn't going to be her best because we've already leveled her up into temple speaking, but we'll just use her temporarily until somebody else is ready to take over. And we are almost out of money. And you want to keep an eye on that because every morning until the kitchen's unlocked, they spend money on vending machine food. And if they don't have enough money, they they go without. There's no loans in this game, no bank to help out. So more than one time, I've been doing fine, and then suddenly everybody was plunged into starvation because I spent all the money overnight. People aren't washing their hands very well in the crummy sinks. So they're getting food injuries from literally not washing their hands properly. And you can see that the little injury meter at the bottom of the screen has turned red. And if we wanted to, we could cycle through. So that was a 2-star sermon. Faith generated was not as high. It looks like Celeste is maybe a little depressed because of how shabby the rooms are. And I mean, that's a mood. We're trying to work on it, Celeste. So it's kind of a little groove from here, which I like. It's challenging, but it's not, if that makes sense, because it's the same thing every day. You want to get in the black on money. You'll research new things. You'll buy whatever new thing you research, which could take some time. And you try to, like, spend a little bit of time each day improving the quality of the beds, the furniture, the bathrooms, so that the happiness and health of the cultists goes up. Most of that will be done through research. Research will unlock new items and new rooms, like a kitchen and such like that. Missions will up your PR, which will bring you a better clientele of customers and cult members to recruit. And that better clientele will have more higher potential skill caps, which means that instead of like 5 skill points or 8 skill points, you'll get somebody who can have, like, 16 skill points or something, which makes them better at their job, which makes them earn your resources better. And you will have to kind of churn and burn some followers and some cult members. You'll have to dismiss some of your low quality cult members in exchange for recruiting higher quality members to be part of your cult. What is neat is that over time you unlock rooms to show you what all these question marks are. So you can start recruiting people intelligently and being like, oh, I want the one with the +4 to cooking because I'm looking for a chef, or something like that. But yeah, it's a super fun little base management game. I think that the finance situation is a little brutal because, yeah, there are times when I'm just sitting here waiting for research to finish up and money to begin. That is kind of important to the whole fun factor, but realism, I guess, that these things aren't an overnight grift. You're not making money hand over fist. It does take a little bit of time. But yeah, once you get kind of into a cycle, it's, go through each day, sink a few improvements into the area, rinse, repeat. I don't know what else to say. I like this game. It's fun. It's cheerful. It's lighthearted. It doesn't, to me anyway, it doesn't feel cruel or unkind. It feels silly. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend this game, especially if you enjoy this sort of management. I do appreciate being able to assign people to things. I appreciate being able to move them to different assignments, even if they're not necessarily good at it. That was something I was crying out for with something like Planet Base, because I've got maybe somebody who wouldn't be good at something, but otherwise he's just sitting around twiddling his thumbs. Let me give him something to do. You've got just the basic endorphin rush of like right now watching the numbers steadily tick up. Like, yes. So that is Honey, I Joined a Cult. I strongly recommend it. I think it's very fun. I definitely want to warn you that if you have like friend share turned on, then they will reach out to you and ask if you're all right if you start playing the Honey, I Joined a Cult game. So, that's something to think about either way. I will see you next time. My plan is not really to continue. I feel like I've shown everything about this that I wanted to show. I just wanted to give it a little bit of hype and love. I do not plan to continue the Beholder DLC. As I said, I found it very triggering. I'm sorry. I could hammer out an ending, but I just don't feel like it would be anything that we enjoy at all, all of us together. I wouldn't enjoy doing it, and I don't think you would enjoy hearing my commentary on it. But I'll see you next time, probably with another game. I know I have a huge backlog of games to review and Let's Play. I'm so sorry. I think I mentioned in a previous video that when COVID happened, my kissmate took a call job, which was great. Like, thank God, helped pay the bills. But it meant that I couldn't really record during the day because our home isn't that big. So if he's picking up the phone all day going, thank you for calling, how can I help you? Then you'd just hear that in the background. But he's going to school now. So I have a little bit of time to review in quiet. So that's a bonus. Possible con is that we're looking into getting a third roommate who needs some help getting out of a bad situation. So that may affect my streaming ability. And if it does, I'm so sorry. If you're worried about me and just want to make sure that I'm still alive, I've got a Twitter and you're always welcome to find me on there. Otherwise, I do always plan to update. It's just best laid plans don't always come to fruition. So I will see you next time in the next video. And until then, everybody stay safe and happy out there. Once again, this has been Honey, I Joined a Cult. My name is Anna Mardal, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.